everybody ready? Awesome. Can I go ahead and get my music, please? Good afternoon, everyone. If there's one thing we can all agree upon, it's that we all want specialty coffee to grow. Now, while our visions and reasonings of growth may differ, you can see this desire play out in our collective actions. The way we go about trying to educate our customers, how we go about trying to brew the best cup of coffee possible. Not only so they'll taste the difference, but so they'll come back time and time again. So today, I'd like to expand on this familiar idea. How does growth occur? In its simplicity, it's an increase in demand for our product. By focusing on education and great preparation, we've laid excellent support systems for maintaining growth. But how about attracting it on a much greater scale? Recently, in popular culture, we've seen a trend exalting all things culinary. Shows like Hell's Kitchen and Top Chef have given the public a chance to see that being a chef requires creativity, knowledge, and technical skill. So today, we're going to take a page from their culinary playbook. We're going to view coffee from a slightly different perspective. Not only is an exemplary experience unto itself, but its potential and role as an ingredient. So, we're going to get right to it. We're going to taste the coffee. We're going to see what we have to work with. So, my coffee today is going to be from San Agustin, Villa Colombia. It's grown on Finca El Faldon, which is managed by Arnulfo Leguizamo. And at 1,950 meters above sea level, Arnulfo's going to lose 10% of his trees a year due to the colder temperatures. But with those shorter days and those longer nights, we're going to develop a complex acidity in the coffee. Today, we're going to taste that as red grape. So the next major flavor contributor is going to be the processing. So this coffee is pulped the same day as picked, is then put into fermentation tanks for a 16-hour soak. Now that, of course, is going to contribute to the clean, clear flavors that we'll taste in the cup. But what's really remarkable is what Arnulfo does in the drying. So he's going to lay this coffee to clean cement patios under full solar exposure. And for the first 3 days, he's going to have it raked every 30 minutes. After that, we're going to rake it 4 times a day for a total of 12 days drying. At night, he's going to cover this patio with a roof to prevent condensation and rain from affecting the drying process. And it's all this care and attention to detail that's going to lead to the sweetness in our coffee. And today, that's going to be caramelized sugar. All right. So when Belton Ross, the roaster of this coffee, and myself first tasted it, we knew we wanted to bring that amazing acidity, that lively sweetness into balance. So, what Belton did was he went into the sugar browning phase. Just before he went in, he slowed down the roast. And he extended the development during this stage. And what that did was it brought about a note of bitter grapefruit. So for our tactile, we're going to contribute that to the variety, or the cultivar itself. This is 100% Datura, and it's the perfect example of a high elevation Datura. It's going to be medium to heavy in weight, a lovely syrupy tactile, and it's going to have a smooth finish with a lingering sweetness that today you'll taste as toffee. Flavors of red grape, caramelized sugar, and grapefruit. So please, enjoy your enjoy. Continuing in our culinary train of thought, we now have a snapshot of the flavors present in the coffee and what it has to offer in its most pure form. So, now we're going to see what else it's capable of. For the cappuccino course, I really wanted to keep that lively brightness a part of the experience. So in the espressos, I've aged this coffee 15 days off roast to get that amazing balance, sweetness, acidity, and bitterness. For our cappuccinos, we're going to be a much fresher 7 days off roast. But the dose, which is 20 grams in, the extraction time between 18 and 20 seconds, and the yield, 37 to 40 grams out, will be the same for all the coffees today. That coffee much fresher, we're going to have a more intense brightness and a slightly lower sweetness. But when the milk dilutes the coffee, it's going to subdue that brightness into an upfront cranberry note. It's going to stretch out that caramelized sugar to caramel. Now that's going to leave us with a really great milk chocolate finish. Right. Please enjoy your cappuccinos. I'll be right back. And we have some more cards here. Start filling out a flavor map. I'm going to show how those flavors shift. If you'd like to take these with you for your reference, that'd be great.
You know it's always just inches shy. Everything is just right. Everything is blue sky. How huge that divide. And the hungrier it goes, the more it's wide. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Yeah, nothing's gonna stop us now. So turn off the radio. And turn off the lights. I wanna lose. I want the world to know. 'Cause I got to lose myself tonight. Yeah, I got to let it all go tonight. Yeah, I got to let it all go tonight. So turn off the radio. And turn off the lights.
Alright, so once again, we have that upfront cranberry note to stretch out into that sweet caramel, leaving you with that milk chocolate. And for our final beverage today, we're going to take what we've learned through the espresso course and the cappuccinos, and we're going to create a new culinary beverage that's going to be attractive to everyday consumers while still showcasing the coffee itself. Please enjoy your cappuccinos. Thank you. Ready? Okay, so in front of you, you've got that flavor map. It's going to show you what we found in the espressos, and then how those flavors shifted in the cappuccinos. So now we're going to complete that map, make a signature beverage, and have a bit of fun. So the first thing I wanted to do for this beverage is highlight that amazing brightness we tasted in the espressos, and this red grapefruit, and that cranberry note in the cappuccinos. So I took these dried elderberries, a pound of them, cleaned them thoroughly, reduced them down with 2 liters of water to make an elderberry reduction. I'm going to use 20 milliliters of this. Now the elderberry reduction on its own is a bit tart. It's lacking in a defined sweetness. But when it mixes with the coffee, the grape notes ground the acidity, mixing to combine to make a flavor of blueberry. My next concern was augmenting that sweetness we tasted, the caramelized sugar. So I took fresh lychees, just like these, and I reduced them down to a light syrup. Now, lychees on their own are fragrant tropical fruit, and this particular reduction has an apple-like sweetness. When I mix 32 milliliters of this with the coffee, it's going to create a honeyed pear. So the last thing I wanted to do was keep an original flavor from our coffee present to help showcase it. I chose grapefruit. And what I did is I took Amarillo hops and infused it into tonic water for 24 hours. I'm going to use 12 milliliters of that. Now, there won't be any effervescence due to it sitting overnight, but the Amarillo hops are going to bring about a tropical aromatic, and the tonic water that's sweetened with agave will balance out that bitterness from the hops. So when it combines with the coffee, we're going to have a new flavor of candied grapefruit. All right. The last thing I'm going to do here is pour this over an ice ball. And what this is going to do is it's going to chill the beverage further without diluting it, as I want this beverage to be coffee forward. So I ask that you please take a sip of this. Swirl it before you take a sip. And the culinary incarnation of this beverage is going to start with blueberry. It's then going to shift into that candied grapefruit. It's going to mellow into the honeyed pear. And just when you think it's done, it's going to leave you with a lingering finish of rich cocoa, settling in, leaving you with the flavor of the coffee itself. You see, it's beverages like these that I believe will bring more people into specialty coffee, expand our reach, bringing them into the specialty coffee universe. There's one final thing I want to leave you with today, is that I think we can all agree on one more thing. That's coffee is culinary. Thank you so much, and please enjoy. My time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. McBride with us, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm going to have you head on over here. Grab that water, yes.
Ryan doesn't mind.
Loved you taking us out on Hot Chip. How you feeling?
That means it's time to call time.
Right. I'll wrap it up. Awesome. All right, third and final time for this weekend.
Yep, okay.
It's all done.
It's done. Woo! Hey.
And it was a beautiful, well-energy placed performance. I like that, Cole. Thank you.
Thank you.
So how's PublicUs going for you in Las Vegas?
It's amazing.
First year of business, man. Not even that, you know?
Yep, we'll be opening in a few weeks,
Yeah,
and we're
so-
excited to do that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What part of town are you in now?
We're in downtown.
Downtown.
Mhm.
It's going to be non-stop business, huh?
Yeah, we're excited.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting venture too. Cole was gracious enough to give me some of the awesome bread from the starter that they'll actually be using at PublicUs too, and it was fantastic.
Good.
Wow.
Glad you enjoyed it.
It was good.
I'd like it on that list, man.